Good morning, guys. Welcome to Brightech Robotics. Here we learn robotics and computing, and we bring it down to our students' level. Today we are going to have a look at the BBC Microbit. So I have my BBC Microbit with me. We are going to open it and look at the components inside and the story behind the BBC Microbit. Please, if you have not subscribed, do well to subscribe, like, and share my videos. So the BBC Microbit. So this is my BBC Microbit. The story of the Microbit. Before the Microbit, there was a famous computer in the 1980s called the BBC Micro. The goal, the BBC, that is the British Broadcasting Corporation, wanted to make sure every child in the UK learned how to use a computer. And what was the result? It was a huge success. Almost every school had one, and it helped create the computer experts we have today. How was the microbit created? 30 years later, the BBC noticed that children were very good at using technology, like tablets and phones, but they did not know how to build it. So that was the problem. There was a digital skills gap. Not enough people know how to code. Then there was a big idea in 2015. The BBC joined forces with 29 partners, including Microsoft, ARM, and Samsung, to create a tiny free computer for students. The big launch, that is 2016. In March 2016, the project officially rolled out. The million device gifts. The BBC gave away 1 million microbits for free to every year 7 students in the UK. That was a success. It was so popular that a non-profit called the Microbit Educational Foundation was set up to take the device to the rest of the world. Now Microbit goes global. Today, the Microbit isn't just for the UK and the UK students. Millions of users. There are now over 10 million microbits in more than 60 countries. And I sit in Ghana here and I have one. Evolution. In 2020, version 2 was released with the extra speaker and microphone that students love to use today. This is a fun fact for students. The microbit was designed to be half the size of a credit card, but twice the fun of a normal computer. So I'm going to open my microbit. Then we look at the components inside and the parts of the microbit. So guys, this is my BBC microbit. So I have stickers inside. I have another sticker. I have my Android cable or my USB cable. This uses the Android cable, the Type A version. So this is a Type A USB cable. Then I have my microbit board. My microbit board. Then I have my battery pack. Then I have two of the AAA batteries. So these are the components inside the microbit kit. the BBC Microbit. So we are going to talk about the parts of the microbit. So here is the front of the microbit, the front side. So we have our LED display, and we have 5 by 5 LEDs. 5 by 5 LEDs. So we have 5 by 5 LEDs, making 25 LEDs, that is 25 LED bulbs. Then we also have buttons that we press. So we have two buttons here, button A and button B. Then we have the logo. The logo that looks like the eye. So on the version 2, this is a touch screen and it's very sensitive. So this is a very sensitive touch screen. So on the version 1, you will not see this one there. And even if it is there, it's not also a touch. But on the version 2, this one is a touch screen. When you touch it, it also performs a function. Then we have the gold pins. You have the gold pins down here. So you can connect this to your Arduino Uno using the pins. Then we look at the back side. The back side. We have the processor. We have a tiny processor here, and that is the brain that reads our code. So whatever code or program we give it, the processor will read it. Then the microbit also comes with an inbuilt compass. So this one can tell the direction. It can also detect when you shake it, when you drop it, when you turn it. It also comes with an inbuilt Bluetooth. It comes with an inbuilt Bluetooth. So with the use of the Bluetooth, the device can communicate with your computer, your laptop, or your tablet, or your phone. What can you create with the BBC Microbit? So you can create a lot of projects. The step counter can be a game, the dice, electronic guitar, sounds, beep, tones, ringtones, and others, make games, and others. Guys, if you have any question or comments, drop it at the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. In my next video, I will use the microbit to turn on the LEDs. So we will turn on the LEDs using the microbit. Thanks guys for watching. Please do well to subscribe.